don't know what to make of this one. Sarkozy's going to jail for 5 years. I mean, this is not how you're supposed to treat a president, a former president. 5 years in jail, and he has to have police with him so they don't kill him in jail. This is harsh. I think it's very harsh. 5 years in jail, and what they're charging him for. But to give credit, he has a history of corruption. But I'm coming on. All these presidents are dirty. Now they're giving him 5 years because they say that he took money from Ghadaffi and Libya regime to try to normalize relationships with Libya and to protect some Libya generals who had bombed planes that flew over France. If that's true, this guy, well, if I were Sarkozy and Gaddafi told me, give me money and let Libya be part of the international community too, I will take the money. Nobody gets hurt. Africans don't get hurt. Europeans don't get hurt. Why is everybody hating on Gaddafi so much? Why shouldn't Gaddafi be part of the World Committee? They said, oh, because he's a tyrant. Netanyahu's part of the World Committee. Why can't Gaddafi be? You get my point? Now, but let's get back to track. This guy was getting money from Gaddafi. He claims it's not true. See, Sarkozy's biggest mistake, and that's why I'm going to call this show Gaddafi's Revenge, is that if he did take money for Gaddafi, then he turns around and says, let's attack and kill Gaddafi. He was one of the leaders for killing Gaddafi. So when he did that, Gaddafi said, see this one, he wants to kill me now, but he took money from me yesterday. That's what happened. And Sarkozy is saying it's not true, but the French people have followed the money, and they said there's an opaque trail, and they can't prove that he used money from Libya, but they can prove that there was a conspiracy, and that is dangerous, which it is dangerous. How are you helping taking money from a government which bombed one of your planes? But the big thing is that it's interesting. I do believe he did take money from Gaddafi. He took money from Gaddafi for his campaigns. Then he turns around and says, I'm going to kill Gaddafi. And then Gaddafi says, okay, you go kill me. I'll be laughing at you from the grave because you're going to be in jail for 5 years. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Yeah, it's quite funny. I do agree with the punish. I do agree that Sarkozy should have been punished. However, not in any I have no concern for Sarkozy, but the French government would have been wiser to have put him under house arrest for 5 years. Not because of any defense. He has no defense in the action. It's just because former leaders of France don't want to be ridiculed in front of the world for what they've done. It does not it does not excuse what he's done. I'm just saying that he shouldn't be put in a common prison with people. He should just have his freedom taken from him and be placed under house arrest. What he's done. Sorry?
If he dies in prison, like Jeffrey Epstein, we're going to start asking questions as to what.
Prison should be for people who are physically dangerous to society. If you're not physically dangerous to society, and then in this case, you're somebody that was once a leader of the entire country, you don't want to put your leadership into.
Wouldn't you say that? Couldn't you say that? What about? I have a counter argument, Kunle. Maybe he needs the punishment of prison to send people the message that what he did was dangerous and we can't have it. So it's not only to keep safe; it's as a deterrent. Maybe. So I'm not saying that. So I'm saying maybe they can say we're deterring because you can't be a president of a country taking money from a country that has bombed French planes. That's almost like treason. So maybe we can just say that it's punishment. And
I'm not saying I'm not saying he shouldn't be punished, and I don't even care about the punishment meted out to him. I'm just saying that because of his position, that should be his former position.
Okay, Kule, if he was a Chinese guy, what would happen? If he was a Chinese guy who did that, he will be executed.
Yes, of course. In China, what I'm saying is because the French have a way of wanting their own people to be looked upon and how they want to be viewed, I don't think they want to put their politicians into such public ridicule. So yes, he should be punished and be given house arrest. You cannot move from your house and have an ankle bracelet on your leg. That's equally humiliating. Put him in a jail.
He already had that, and he tampered with witnesses, threatened people. So they say they already put him in house arrest in 2021, and they put an ankle on his bracelet. So they said, "Oh, so you're still doing this shit? All right, tell you what, man."
Okay, I didn't know that. that. Lock the bastard up then.
But I do think this is harsh because
it's not. If you're under house arrest, you start threatening people, then you're an actual danger. Then you do have to go to prison.
Yeah. So it's interesting. But all I have to say is that the angle I'm going to take today is that this is Gaddafi's revenge. How do you take money from somebody, then do a war to destroy them and take all of Africa's wealth? They looted Libya. They looted Libya. Yeah. So They looted its bank. They used Swiss banks and the Swiss bank said one of our guys mismanaged the account for Libya, and Libya has no more money or gold. So this is a good revenge for Gaddafi. But at the end, it's not really a great revenge because Gaddafi's dead, man. They raped him on the streets, and
But
Hillary
look at
Clinton.
what France are bastards. They've been taking 30% of their uranium is from Niger, and Niger is as poor as dirt. They buy it at 2 cents a pound and sell it at $200 a pound, and then they force them to bank with them so that they can get their freedom and have to bank in French francs when the French themselves don't use French francs. I mean, what the heck is going on there?
Then France is falling apart. France is falling apart, and then they're going after Marie Le Pen because see what happens is that Macron is trying to keep his power in that country, so he's playing the left and the right. So the country's falling apart. Just like the U.S. is falling apart. Their economies are falling apart, and they're wasting billions against Russia. And now they're putting their president in jail for 5 years for something with Gaddafi. I mean, there's just a big mess. Like you said, it's bad for optics. Who's going to be next? When maybe Sarkozy will say, "I need to start a war with Russia because when I resign, they're going to have dirt on me and put me in jail too." You know, like just like Netanyahu, keep the war going. Anyway, I'm done for today. What are your thoughts on Mr. Saeed?
Yeah, for me, I feel the empathy towards Sarkozy, whatever that is going through right now, because like Mr. Kunle rightly said, like they were just France.
You have to speak a little bit louder. You sound muffled. You sound muffled. Project your voice. You sound muffled. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel no empathy towards Sarkozy, towards what he's going through right now, because we all know what former France presidents have done over the years. They keep looting Africa. They keep looting, so whatever they are doing right now, they are only tarnishing their image. Nobody is respecting France anymore. Look at so many African countries right now that they are trying to move away from France. So anyway, good for Africa for me. But what Sarkozy is doing right now, what he's going through right now, jailing him, corruption. We all know he's corrupt now. Look at what he did to Ghadaffi. So he can't deny it. So I think from what I even read so far, like he's been avoiding jail. He should have been jailed for a while because he's just been to his lawyer that they are what do you call it? Like you lawyers, what do you guys call it? Appealing. Appealing. That's why he has not been jailed. So I think he should get what he deserves.
I agree. I agree. So now, Kule, I'm going to go to you, but you have a point, Kule. France likes to project. They don't like to project disgrace and stuff. So my question is, did they really have to put this guy in jail for 5 years when we know that so many of them are sponsoring terrorists? So it's like their judiciary is hypocritical. They said, this is really bad. We must put you in jail for 5 years. But meanwhile, France is the biggest, through Lafarge or whatever, they're the biggest funders of terrorism all over the world. Maybe this is more because it's an internal case. So maybe France takes domestic violations more than they do international because they say, oh, if you're bombing another country and doing terrorism, that doesn't affect us. But we don't want to have corruption in our domestic politics. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, France are quite hypocritical when it comes to these sorts of things. They're very much, we believe in liberty and all of this, and then they do all kinds of completely contradictory neo-colonialist oppressive activities as they do in the South Sub-Saharan and the Sahel region, and with all the nonsense regarding ISIS and all of that. And I do think that, as I said before, I was ready to defend Sarkozy until I now found out that the Pratt had been going around trying to threaten people and, whilst he was still under investigation. So he's a scoundrel. He's a scoundrel. So I think
you're wrong. He's not a scoundrel. He's not a scoundrel. He's a bleeding scoundrel. He's a scoundrel.
Scoundrel. I think he's in the right place.
If not all of them, majority of all these
all of them are thieves.
They are all corrupt.
Trump has been convicted of crimes, and he still has cases against him, which will never come to court. Netanyahu has crimes, never come to court. Hillary Clinton had a separate email. Hillary Clinton had a separate email she was doing national business on an email which wasn't open for everybody to see.
Clinton, Harris, Obama, Trump.
Yeah, all of this. All right, so let's wait, guys. Let's do it.
Them in a big bag of Zionist shit and I threw them in the toilet.
Let's do a 3-minute special on Osime very, very quickly.